think that we have to look at the fact that we lose 90 people a day from gun violence. This has gone on too long, and it's time the entire country stood up against the NRA.
Hillary Clinton taking aim at the National Rifle Association during last night's Democratic presidential debate. But the NRA is firing back in a new ad.
The Supreme Court is wrong on the Second Amendment.
No, Hillary, you're wrong. The clincher on that ad from the NRA. Let's bring in two guys who think they're consistently right, even though one is on the left. First, on the right, from Newsmax Washington, Republican strategist Ford O'Connell. And from Newsmax New York, our friend on the left, noted radio and TV commentator Ellis Henican. Gentlemen, thanks for your time. The NRA, coming up so much in last night's debate, both Hillary and Martin O'Malley calling it out by name. Ford, why do Democrats, many of whom accept NRA endorsements in Congress, have their presidential candidates so at odds with the NRA?
Because only 28% of Democrats support gun rights. That's the bottom line. This is about appeasing the progressive base. This is more red meat for Democrats. And they like to just continue to tout the fact that if you can use gun control laws, we can get rid of the guns. But, of course, there's no universal cause and effect between stricter gun control laws and fewer deaths. So this is a little trope that Democrats like to push to be happy with the progressive base.
Ellis, your take on this fight over the Second Amendment and the calling out of the National Rifle Association?
Actually, it's a widely held view. In fact, you might be surprised, Ford, to know that a majority of Republicans support stricter registration of guns and a whole series of other sensible, appropriate gun laws that the NRA has succeeded
Name one sensible and appropriate gun law, Ellis. It's the nice words that you use.
It is, excuse me, let me see if I can finish my thought here, Ford. This is not a Democratic issue. This is something that the vast majority, and I mean the vast majority of Americans actually support stricter gun safety laws.
Well,
actually, I totally disagree with you, Ellis. That's not true at all. Pew Research says that's not the case.
Look at the polls,
majority of
my friend.
independents and a majority of Republicans do not.
Well, let me
go look at the polls. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised.
From the polling to the reality of politics. You know, Vermont is a state where the Second Amendment is appreciated, and a whole lot of gun owners and elected officials there have to use a deft touch. When it comes to Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton actually took aim at Vermont's Democrat Socialist Senator. She attacked him on that topic. Now, Ellis, nobody's further to the left than Bernie, but certainly we have seen, both with Bernie Sanders and with Howard Dean back years ago, Vermonters have a different take. That's noted as well in the liberal state of Wisconsin. So it's not automatically a rubber stamp that Democrats hold the NRA in disdain, is it?
Of course not. Nothing in politics is that simplistic. JD, as you know, I'm from Louisiana. A lot of people down there have guns. I understand that. There's a rural-urban divide here. About 20 minutes ago, I got off the #1 train in the New York subway. And I looked around the train car, and I did not think, gee, I wish more of these people were packing heat right now. So, yeah, there's some differences. Of course there are. It's a big country.
And to that point,
of course, you're less safe in an urban area than a rural area, but that's okay.
Not true. New York has the lowest gun crime in America thanks to those gun regulations. Again,
and how's Chicago and Baltimore doing the highest gun crime with the most restrictive laws in the country?
Yeah, and that,
you know what? I'm from Louisiana. Has so much more gun crime than New York. It's really worth looking at. You ought to go look at the numbers.
Well, but Ellis, when Ford brings up Chicago, especially because it is President Obama's adopted hometown, especially because the current president time and again speaks out about the outrage of having guns, we don't hear him talk very often about Chicago and the murders there with very restrictive gun laws. It fails to really make a difference. How can you account for the difference? Even if we accept what you say about New York, why is it such a problem in Chicago?
No, clearly the gun laws aren't strict enough. I mean, let's crack down on those gangbangers in Chicago, take those guns away from them, and you'll actually see some improvement. By the way, not only in the homicide rates, but in the suicide rates as well, which are among the lowest in the country, where I sit right now in New York City. Give it a try.
Well, you know, it almost defies belief to say you need even tougher gun laws when Chicago has the most restrictive laws on the books. Ford, final word to you. Is this going to be a political winner for Hillary Clinton in terms of intensity, splitting that difference with Bernie Sanders as she did last night? 30 seconds.
It's going to be a political winner for her to try to win the nomination. We have a coronation unless Joe Biden jumps in. Understand, only 350 to 400,000 people are going to decide this in 7 battleground states, and this issue is not a winner for Hillary Clinton in a general election.
Ford O'Connell, noted Republican strategist from Newsmax, Washington, and our good friend Ellis Henican from Newsmax, New York. You very much have our thanks. Now it's time to let your voice be heard. Just go to newsmaxtv.com/comments, and we might read your comment here on our program. We told you earlier about Actilin, a comprehensive supplement designed to help support adrenal health, thyroid function, energy, and your immune system. Here's how you can get a 30-day trial bottle of Actilin with this special offer. You pay only $4.95 for shipping and handling on your initial bottle with enrollment in our Smart Ship program. Sign up today to get a risk-free trial of Actilin by visiting actilintrial.com or by calling 1-866-439-3343.